And just in case you didn't know, her hair is a glory unto her. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Today, we're going to be getting into how to do the butterfly braids using the crochet method. So, y'all, today I have a little special treat. It was my client's birthday, so we did a little quick surprise birthday setup for her. We got her some flowers and we got her this cute little bag that says it's time for cake, and we actually put a birthday cake in the bag. So y'all check out the reaction.
Come in. Happy birthday! Come back in. Happy birthday! I love you. Thank you. Oh my God!
Birthday!
Don't cry. It's okay. Happy birthday! Come on, it's okay. Happy birthday!
So as y'all can tell, she really enjoyed that. We got her so good. Now, I did go ahead and break down the hair, and we're going to be using the French curl braiding hair. You can also do this with regular braiding hair, but to get a more convenient curl, you want to go ahead and use a hair that's already curly. So I'm just starting her off by giving her a part straight down the center. And of course, you want to do this on clean hair. And I'm using that shining jam that I normally use to help clean up the parts and reinforce everything. And y'all, I always say this, please make sure that you move around to the front of the client's head. Whenever you're doing a middle part, you want to move around the client's head just to make sure that it's actually in the middle and you have everything nice and lined up, okay? You don't want to make a mistake and have it crooked and then have to try to go back and fix it. So please keep that in mind. The inspiration picture she showed me had a few extra braids on the side and down the middle. So here I'm just parting off that first braid on the side, and this is going to be a stitch braid going into the butterfly braid. So I'm using that shiner gem. You can use whatever gel is convenient for you, and you just want to smooth out each side of your section very well, okay? And once you get that smooth out, you're going to go ahead and add your braid in. You could do a regular braid. It doesn't have to be a stitch braid, but you know everybody's into the stitching nowadays, so it's best to, learn how to do that. But once I got that braiding, I'm going to go in the middle and I'm going to add just 2 small braids going down the middle. So these braids are so tiny, I'm not going to focus on trying to stitch these ones. But again, you can make it your own and freestyle it if you want to do something a little different. That's fine. I'm just coming to show you the basics on how to do the butterfly braids using the crochet method. So now I'm taking that shining jam and I'm just adding it in between that section, okay? You want to go in between and add it in sections. If you see my video on how to get a sleek 2 braids, then you'll know the steps for the sleekest mold down ever. But if you haven't seen it, please go back on my channel and check that video out. That's going to be vital on doing this style, so you'll have a good idea on how you want to mold the hair. Again, this I was just showing you mainly how to crochet in and do the butterfly part of it. All right, we're not going to focus on the stitch or the molding. I do have other videos up on how you do that. So once I got her all molded up, I'm going to go ahead and start braiding her hair. And this, I'm not going to add in any braiding hair. You see me adding in that one piece of braiding hair, and that's just to create that little curl that's going to be dropping down in the front, okay? And I am stitching for this part, and I'm going to go ahead and just braid that just like a normal braid, and I'm only using the client's natural hair for this part, okay? You just want to braid a regular braid with the client's natural hair, and then we're going to use the crochet needle to go in and add the braiding hair in. You'll see it shortly. And you want to take your time, and that's for doing any style. I always say this, if you want to reach perfection or if you want it to come out looking decent, you really want to take your time. Never rush through the client's head. So I'm being very intentional about those stitches. I'm using my comb or whatever finger that I'm comfortable with to make sure I create a stitch line. Every time my hand turns over, I want to make sure I'm making a new stitch line. All right, and you can do this braid as tight as possible, just because, like I said, we're gonna go in and use the crochet needle to add in the other braiding hair. So make sure that this braid here is nice and secure. And again, I'm not adding in any braiding hair. I'm just doing this with the client's natural hair. And you want to go ahead and braid that all the way down to the end. Now that you got that to your likings, we're going to go in with our crochet needle, and you want to push it through the braid first. Then you'll add the braiding hair onto the loop, close it, and we're going to pull it through. So what you want to do is pull only half of the braiding hair through, and you leave the other half hanging out on the other side. So you'll see me do it over and over again. Hopefully you can get the idea of what I was doing. I'm just latching on that hair. I close the latch, I pull it through, I leave one end out on one side, and the other end is going to hang out on the other side. And you want to do this all the way till you get to the nape of the client's head, or in simpler terms, the back of the client's head. And let me add, be very patient when dealing with this French curl hair. It can be a bit of a headache, and it can get sort of tangled. So you just take your time and be forgiving with yourself, okay? Don't beat yourself up, especially if this is your first time trying to style, or maybe you're not that good at it yet. Just keep on practicing and doing it over and over again. You're gonna get better. So now that I have all those crochet pieces in, I'm going to go ahead and start braiding that just like a regular braid. I bring all the pieces together from each side, and I'm going to just start braiding like a regular traditional 3-strand braid. And make sure you leave out that curly piece in the front that's going to be dangling. You don't want to braid that back. And the key to it is that on this braid, you want to do this one with a very light hand. So remember the first braid we did with the client's natural hair? I told you to make sure that that one was nice and secure, okay? That's going to keep your stitches secure and keep everything looking nice and neat. But for this part of the braiding, you want to do it very, very lightly. You don't want it too tight, because when we begin to stretch it out to give it that butterfly look, if it's too tight, it's going to be hard to pull on the hair. Okay, so just braid this with a very light hand. I'm only braiding the hair that I crocheted in. I'm not going to be adding in any hair until I get to the end of the braids. If I see that it was needed, I did go ahead and add in hair just to extend it and make the braid longer and fuller at the ends. So once I completed that braid, I did tie a knot at the end of it, and it's pretty thick, so you can also use like a small black rubber band. But now I'm going to start creating that butterfly effect. And how to do that, you just want to take your fingers and you want to pull on each side of the braid, okay? And I know I said take your fingers, well, I'm showing you here that you could also use your comb, and you're just going to scratch it, okay? You just take and you pinch it and you scratch it and you kind of pull it out. So these braids are not meant to look uniform, so it's okay that they don't look identical. These actually give a little bit more of a messier or bohemian vibe, so just kind of go with the flow and scratch it till you get it to your likings. And once I was satisfied, I did go ahead and do the same exact thing on the other side, and y'all, this is how it turned out. It's so pretty. And as you seen by the thumbnail, she had an event for her birthday, and y'all, it was giving everything about it when she put it together with the dress. This style, I love it because you can dress it up or down, and it is a wake up and go style. You don't have to do anything much to it. Just throw on your bonnet, wrap it up, and in the morning snatch that baby off, and look, you ready to go. So I hope you all were able to get some type of information or inspiration from this video. Please consider subscribing so you won't miss out on the next one. And y'all, I want y'all to comment and let me know if your stylist did something like we did and surprised you for your birthday. Bless you for watching.